Alright, this lesson is all about ordering decimals. The one thing you really want to remember when working with decimals is it always helps to line up your decimals so you can see which one is the biggest and which one is the smallest. So we're going to start with a couple just simple ones. 3/100ths, 3/10ths, and 3. So if I make a row again like we've been doing with all of our decimal work, and I write all my decimals down, this 3 goes there because we know that that's an imaginary decimal place. My next step would be to fill in those imaginary zeros. We know that this is a 0, this is a 0, and here are 2 zeros, and here's another 0. We can sometimes think of this as money as well. We're always going to start in the biggest place. We're going to read it from left to right. So in the ones place, we have 2 zeros and a 3. If I were to put these in order from biggest to smallest, that would be my biggest number, the 3. I'm done with that one. Now I have 2 zeros in the ones place, so I have to go to the tenths place. I have a 0 versus a 3. A 3 is bigger, so my next place would be 3/10ths, and then I would have 3/100ths. Now some of you might look and say, well look, these are the same. Don't forget that imaginary 0. Would you rather have 3 cents or 30 cents? Let's try a few in a row. I'm going to list out a few and I'm going to pause and let you put them in order. 7 2/10ths, 7 23/100ths, 7 2/100ths, 72/100ths, and 7 3/100ths. I'm going to give you a second. Please put these in order. Oh, sorry. Line these up first for me. Alright, let's check your work. You're going to make that line of decimal points so you know they're all lined up. You have 7 2/10ths, 7 23/100ths, 7 2/100ths, 72/100ths, and 7 3/100ths. We need to fill in our imaginary 0 here. And let's do these from smallest to biggest. First, you're going to look at the ones place. I'm putting a box around them right now. If we look at the ones place, there's one number in there that really stands out as being the smallest number. It's this 0 right here. So we automatically know that that is our smallest number, 0 72/100ths. After I write it down, I'm going to get rid of it. Now everything else in the ones place is tied. They all are the same. They have 7s. So I'm going to move over to the tenths place. In the tenths place I have 2 zeros and 2 2s. And I know 0 is less than 2. So I'm going to look at these two numbers. If I look next door to the hundredths place, I see that 2 is smaller than 3. So my next number is 2/100ths and then 3/100ths. It's a little hard to read, so I'm going to go back and fix those real quick. My last spot, I have 2 left, and as you see, we've said that the 2 in the ones place are the same, so I'm going to look to the hundredths place now, and I have 0 and 3. And I know 0 is less than 3, so that number with a 0 in it is going to be my next biggest, and the biggest number in this whole set is 7 23/100ths. You have just ordered a bunch of decimals. Congratulations!